So,
Hi.
how are you? How are you feeling about this movie?
I'm feeling good. It's been a 6-year journey, and somehow it's done.
It's almost out there in the world. It's
Yeah.
very exciting, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in Hoppers, we can see a lot of topics. I think the most important is the environment awareness. But why create a movie for children talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, for all of us, I think this movie is really about connection and coexistence, and I think that relates to anyone on this planet. And I think we're all kind of feeling a little disconnected from each other, from the earth that we live on. And I think there's just something very grounding about this topic of, you're an animal too. We're all animals, and we're all connected with this giant ecosystem that is this planet. And kind of like King George says, human homes, animal homes, all the same thing. So I think there's something just very centering about hopefully what this movie is about. And, if people can walk away and realize that, maybe us as people, we're all connected as well, maybe we could be a little kinder to each other, a little more patient.
Now, talking about the rules of the pound, I love that thing. How necessary is it to apply them in the real world? No, taking in consider the actual situation we are living in countries like U.S. and other ones.
I mean, it's hard to ascribe, for our movie, all we're trying to say is how goofy and contradictory the pond, like how animals govern themselves. But I do think the heart of all of it is that there are always going to be contradictions, when it comes to rules that will, help govern people or any entity, whether it's animal or human. And I think ultimately the hope is that when it comes down to it, though, what George says is the biggest rule of them all is we're all in this together. And I think that is the core idea behind rules. It's ultimately us understanding that we all have a responsibility towards each other. We have this collective need to look after each other, and that is the real core thing that we need to chase. And I think that's what George is offering, his pond, and I think that's why it's kind of working to some degree. And I think that's what Mabel ultimately will need to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I mean, this is such a complex project because you're talking to the children about losing someone that they love. No? In this case, a grandmother that I think is a very difficult situation for everybody. But how how important it is to speak to the children about these complex topics so they can understand them in a short age.
Well, I think her grandmother dies, but she has a future. She meets King George. She has a mentor. She remains connected to others. And so you take what you learn from the people you've lost and you carry that forward into the world. So I think it's something that children do understand. I think sometimes when we showed our movie, we found that the children understood what we were trying to say better than the adults,
Yeah.
honestly. They really understand fundamental human interaction, and they know how to be scared and how to calm themselves, and they understand things in a very deep emotional way. I think they should come away from this film loving beavers and wanting to go out into the world and understanding that you can't do it alone. You can't make the world a better place when you're isolated. You have to connect with other people. And the best way to connect to other people is to watch a movie and laugh together, I have to say. And that's what we're hoping, that we're helping people connect.
Very nice. So this movie for you, for
Mhm.
example, if you have to make a top 5 of all the movies that you have worked in.
Oh, this is like picking your favorite.
Thanks for not putting that on me.
I love all my movies differently.
Not an answer.
This is a special movie. I say because it's Pixar's 30th film and the 40th year of Pixar's existence. But I feel we're at a turning point for the studio. Putting out an original film that is embraced by audiences will mean the world to us. It's hard putting out original films right now. But I think this one, I'm hoping, will succeed because we have a message that's very contemporary and because it's really fun, but it also speaks to your heart.
I mean, it's a great answer for me, but not for him.
My top 2 movies that Nicole's worked on are Ratatouille and Bug's Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I loved those too.
Yeah.
And in your case, working in a project for 6 years, you show us at the cinema
Yeah.
early today. In 6 years, with your series, you made
Yeah.
many things, and in the same 6 years with Pixar, you made one movie. How do you feel about that?
It baffled my mind when I realized that's what it was headed towards. Because, you know, when we're making this movie, we didn't know it was going to be 6 years. You know, you kind of just take it day by day, you know?
Yeah.
So it ended up the math ended up basically paralleling the TV show in terms of time. But, you know, I wanted to make a movie because I remember this feeling of working on my TV show and going like, oh, half of this movie, you know, just gets shipped overseas and I don't really get to control how I really want it to look. You know, they did a great job overseas, but I only got to maybe tweak a small percentage of it. So I really wanted also the ability to show a movie in a movie theater. You know, that's such a kind of special cultural ability to be able to like have all these people show up and watch something together. I was like, oh, nothing can beat that after especially working on a TV show where you just never get to experience watching it with anybody else. So I kind of knew what I was getting into to some degree. But I do look back on it, and it is baffling that you substitute 140 episodes in a TV movie for one movie. You really, really roll the dice there. So the movie better be good.
And it is.
Thank you.
And as my final question, what is the message that you two want the people to take away from this movie when they go out of the cinema?
Well, for me, the first and foremost thing is connection and coexistence. You know, I think that is the main theme. But I think, if the movie makes people want to go outside and be with nature, that's great. If it makes people want to look after animals a little more, I'll take that. That's great. But if it also reminds us that we're animals too, and that we all kind of are connected, and it makes us be a little kinder and more thoughtful of each other, yeah, that'd be a really great thing too. But more or less, I mean, this is a movie, and I think Nicole already mentioned this a little bit, but we just wanted people to have a great experience in the theater, laugh. And to me, that's a very connective experience, something that I think speaks to the themes of our movie, and I think is not a waste at all. It's something that is very meaningful for people, for society, for culture, and I'm really grateful that we can make a movie that can do that.
You too, the same.
He said it all. He did a great job.